समज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभिष्कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome everyone. We are going to continue. We had a small break because of IAYC and many other meetings which I have to anyway, we are continuing from the verse number 2. Verse number 1 we have completed last time when we came. We are reading from verse number 2. So we'll continue from there. So Bhagavata 1.2 is also a very famous verse. Sanjay Vacha Drishtva tu Pandavani kam Yodam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. So it's a wonderful immediate response for what Dhritarashtra has asked Sanjay to speak. So we'll continue from there. Translation. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the armed army arranged in the military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana, Duryodhana is called as king here, which he is not yet, but he is called king because it gives joy to Dhritarashtra. That's why he's called king, because he wanted, Dhritarashtra wanted Duryodhana to be the king. So that's why, who is saying this? Sanjay is saying that, O king, he said here. King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke as follows. And Prabhupada gives very beautiful commentary. Okay, well, the Mission Secretary translating. Seeing the army of the Pandava troops, Duryodhana approached his teacher Drona and spoke these words. Then Baldev speaking. Sanjay said, seeing the array of the Pandavas troops, Duryodhana approached his teacher and spoke the words. So almost same. Okay, we'll read the purport. Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas who were all pious since birth. Since still he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage, and Sanjaya could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjay wanted, therefore, to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. So that's why saying the king went to the Dronacharya. Dronacharya is the commander-in-chief that time. So he went to him and spoke. Sanjay therefore informed the king that his son, Duryodhana, after seeing the military force of the Pandavas, at once went to the commander-in-chief, the Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhana was mentioned as king, he still had to go to the commander. Why? Because of urgency of situation. On the account of seriousness of situation. Yeah, it's given here. Seriousness of situation. He's a king. King is supposed to command. The commander-in-chief also. But he is going to the commander-in-chief. Because when he saw the Pandavas army, he became seriously actually disturbed actually. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician. Because when a king personally goes there, then matter is taken seriously, no? So that's why he's quite fit to be a politician. But the diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas. Though he is diplomat, but still, that fear is clearly visible. Clearly visible. How it's visible? We'll see that in future coming verses. It's clearly visible in the Duryodhana's heart. Okay. Can anyone read now? What are there? Yes. Loknath Pro, can you please read this purport of Vishnu Chakra Thakur? Whole thing you read. Baladev, yes.
The pious Sanjaya could understand that Dhritarashtra, blind from birth, but having the eye of wisdom, was now blind with illusion because of loss of wisdom concerning Dham. He was thus worried that his son would give the kingdom to Pandavas. Therefore, understanding this, Sanjaya fixed in Dhamma gave satisfaction to Dhritarashtra by saying that his son would certainly not give the kingdom to Pandavas. Duryodhana, expert in political affairs of Rajniti, he was not actually the king. Seeing the arrangement wisdom of the troops of the Pandavas, personally approached the teacher Drona, who had given instruction to him from Tanur Veda, and spoke some words. He spoke a few brief words with a deep import, a special combination of words. He had inner fear caused by seeing the strength of the Pandavas' troops, which is shown by his personally approaching Drona. But he attempted to hide that fear by showing that he had come personally out of respect to Guru. This act displayed his clever use of politics, Rajaniti, which has been indicated by addressing him as Raja.
Mm. So he took that step of going to, okay, Vishnu Chakravarti did not give any commentary. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Pashaitam Panduputranam. Now, so he's speaking this. Pasha, see. Pashaitam Panduputranam Acharyam Hatim Chamum Vyudham Druputrena Tavasishyena Dhimata. Pasha means see, he's saying. So on this, lot of imports are given. The first one word itself, Pashaitam. So we'll see that anyway, and we'll see the translation. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. So these all things are going to be spoken. Explaining your intelligent disciple. Why is he saying? Are you only gave no? He is going to kill you. This the Drishtadumna is going to kill you. Still you gave him knowledge. You don't have intelligence like that. He's saying. O teacher, see this great army of sons of Pandavas. He's got actually his fear in the heart is visible here. See the great army, Pandavas, how great army they have created, arranged for the battle by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Why son of Drupada is saying? That's also the reason. He did not say Drishtadumna. He did not say. Why son of Drupada? He has a conflict with Drupada also, no? Drupada was his friend. So he knew that. So he's making use of that also. Every word as a politician is speaking actually. That's what we need to understand. Every word as a politician, very expertly trying to get the best out of Drona. That's what he's saying. What teacher? See the great enemy army of the sons of Pandu arranged the battle by intelligent disciple. Okay, almost same. Okay, we'll read this part out. Duryodhana, the great diplomat, wanted to point out the defects of the Dronacharya. Why? When you show the defects of others, then you are on the upper side. Whatever you say, they have to do. So this is our diplomacy. The great Brahmana commander-in-chief. Dronacharya had some political quarrel with Drupada, the father of Draupadi, who was Arjuna's wife. As a result of the quarrel, Drupada performed great sacrifice, by which he received the benediction, having a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew this perfectly well, and yet, as a liberal Brahmana, he did not hesitate to impart all the military secrets when the son of Drupada, Drishtadumna, was entrusted to him for the military education. Now, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Drishtadumna took the side of Pandavas, and it was he who arranged for their military phalanx after having learned the art from Dronacharya. Duryodhana pointed out this mistake of Dronacharya so that he might be alert and uncompromising in fighting. By this, he wanted to point out that he should not be similarly lenient in the battle against the Pandavas, who are also Dronacharya's affectionate students. So you see how many things he's thinking about speaking one word. Arjuna especially was most affectionate and brilliant student. Duryodhana also warned that such leniency in the fight would lead to defeat. So this is what the political fellow Duryodhana was doing. Yes, Vishnu Chakravarti, give comment for good. Vinit Pro, please read.
Understanding that Dhritarashtra wanted war, Sanjaya then spoke to make him aware that there would be war, but that the results would be opposite of the fulfillment of his desires. Duryodhana, seeing the arrangement of troops, Yudam being prepared by the Pandavas, then speaks, revealing his inner fear in 9 verses, starting from the third verse. He criticizes Dronacharya. He tells him that he is very foolish because Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupada, was arranging the troops of the enemy. The person who was Drona's student, having been taught by him, even knowing that he was born to kill him. Should I read not also true?
Hmm.
King Drupada was forced to give part of his kingdom to Drona. As he was less powerful, he performed a sacrifice to obtain a son who would kill Drona. Drishtadyumna and Drupadi emerged from the
Okay.
fire. A celestial voice proclaimed that his son would kill Drona in the future. The news spread, but Drona did not mind. When Drishtadyumna approached him to learn the art of weaponry, Drona taught him. During the war, Drishtadyumna eventually beheaded Drona. Drishtadyumna is very intelligent, Dhimata, because he has gained the knowledge of how to kill you from you yourself, his enemy. See what will finally result from this greatly intelligent act in the future.
Hmm. This greatly intelligent means what? It's sarcastically spoken. Greatly intelligent action in the future. See what is going to happen. That's what Duryodhana is saying. Duryodhana is saying that Drishtadyumna intelligent. Tavasishena dhimata. So every word is specifically point outly used. So Baldev Vidyabhushan speaking. Nikhil Rao, please read.
This verse relates the words spoken by Duryodhana, thinking that Drona would not fight against Yudhishthira and his brothers because of great affection. In order to produce some anger in Drona towards them, he revealed the Pandavas' disrespect for Drona. Their army has approached very close, with arrogance, not considering your exalted position as a warrior and teacher. Seeing that, you should recognize their disrespect. The army has been arranged, Yudham, by the son of Drupada. Drupada, in order to kill you, had his son Drishtadyumna appear from the fire sacrifice. And then you, though knowing he was an enemy, taught that son the art of fighting. That was your foolishness. And he, the enemy, is very intelligent, Dhimatha. Having learned from you how to kill you, what you have done has produced a problem for us now.
Also, he's trying to even pose this, no, where Duryodhana, Dronacharya is intelligent, is trying to pose this also, that see, they have arranged such a big army, they have come closer to you, they don't have respect to you. He wanted to get rid of that respect also, means affection for what Dronacharya has for Pandavas and Arjuna. So they're coming to kill you now. Can you imagine? So that he will lose respect and with vigor he will fight. That's what he was trying to do. So it's all politics. So we should know this is politics and we should not do like this. we should refrain from this kind of politics. He's envious of the Pandavas. Whole thing is coming out now. Duryodhana's envy towards Pandavas now. Everything is coming out. So though he never thought, though Pandavas army was 7 Akshayonis and Kauravas was 11 Akshayonis, still he never thought that they will be able to collect 7 Akshayonis. Why? Because Duryodhana was the king of the world. Hastinapur, he was the ruling king. Whereas the Pandavas were living till that time in Anyavas and Ajnatavas. So because of these two reasons, they were living incognito, then they should not be able to build such a big army. But seeing 7 Akshayonis, oh my God, though he has more, nature of the enemy is like this. The other person is having one, you want to pull him down somehow or other. That's what the nature of the enemy. Duryodhana, when Duryodhana was having this, that's what we need to understand. Nature of the enemy is very, very dangerous. Okay, we'll go ahead. Maybe one more verse we'll read. So from 3rd to around 11 verses. Then next, these 10 verses also are going to speak like that. Duryodhana's politics. political minded. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Matha Maharatha. So he's saying now, he's counting. Are who are all there on the other side? See? Yes, I mean, are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, specifically saying. There's so many people who are equal to Bhima and Arjuna. Bhima, Arjuna, Samayudhi, great fighters like Yudhan, Virat, Drupada. So he mentioned some of them. Lakshmana Chakravarti was saying, here are brave men, skillful, and great bows, equal to Bhima and Arjuna in the battle. Satyaki, Virata, Drupada, Maharatha. The Baladevan saying, here is a brave man, skillful, the great boss, equal to Bhima and Arjuna in battle. Satyaki, Virata, Drupada, and Maharatha, all Maharathas. So Maharatha, one Maharathi. Maharathi, one who can fight with 1,000 charioteers. It's called Maharathi. Okay, small purport, I'll read quickly. Even though Drishtadyumna was not very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya's very great power in the military art, there are many others who were the cause of fear. They are mentioned by Duryodhana as a great stumbling blocks on the path of victory, because each and every one of them was formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. He knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna. Thus, he compared the others with him. Bhima and Arjuna only are there now. Don't think like that. There's so many others are also there. Like that is said. We'll read one more. Dushtaketuschekitana Kira Kashi Rajascha Viryavan Purajit Kinchi Bodascha Saibhyascha Narapungavaha. There are also great heroic powerful fighters like Dushtaketu. So many names essentially. Chekitana, Kashi Raja, Purajit, Kunti Bhoja, and Shaibhya. Here are Dushtaketu, Chekitana, and various kings like valorous king of Kashi, Purajit, Kunti Bhoja, Shaibhya, and best of them. Here are all are excellent heroes. So translated. So Yudhamanyuscha Vikranta, Uttamojascha Viryavan, Subhadrau Draupadeyascha, Sarva Yeva Maharataha. Okay. Logan, please read the translations one after the other.
There are mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamaoja, the son of Subhadra and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Krishna Chakravarti translation. Here are mighty Yudhamanyu, valiant Uttamaoja, Abhimanyu, and the 5 sons of Draupadi, all Maharathas. Baladev Vidyabhushan translation. Here are mighty Yudhamanyu, valiant Uttamaoja, Abhimanyu, and the 5 sons of Draupadi. All of these are Maharathas.
It's almost same translation. Sometimes they even give a better, means extra translation also. Some other angle viewpoint. That's why we are reading. Okay, go ahead.
Leaders of the troops having great bows will be impossible to cut down. That is the suggestion by his mentioning the bows. Jivudana refers to Satyaki, Saubhadra refers to Abhimanyu, Drupadebhya refers to the 5 sons of Pandavas by Draupadi, such as Prativindya. Ekodaha Sahasrani Yotayet Danvinam Shastra Shastra Pravinascha Maharatha Itismrita Amitan Yotayet Yastu from Prokto Tiratastusa Chaikenayo Yudyet Tanyunyorda Ratha Smriti. A Maharatha is one who can fight alone with 10,000 archers, who is expert in both weapons and scripture. An Atiratha is one who fights with unlimited troops, or less than the 10,000 but more than 1,000. A Rathi is one who fights with one. One who does less than that is called an Ardharatha.
Oh, so 10,000. It's more spoken there. 10,000. Yeah. Other devotee can read. Many Prabhu, can please read the purport?
A small army arranged by Drishtadyumna will be easily conquered by us. Do not fear. But in that army, there are great warriors who have bows, Vishwasa, which cannot be cut by the enemy. There are innumerable warriors who have skill in fighting. He then lists the warriors on the opposing side. Yudhana refers to Satyaki. Satyaki, Virata, and Drupada were all Maharathas. Dushtaketu, Chekitana, and Kashi Raja were all courageous, Viryavan. Purajit, Kuntibhoja, and Saibhya were all the best among men, Narapungava. Yudhamanyu was valiant, Vikranta, and Uttamoja was brave, Viryavan. Saubhadra refers to Abhimanyu. Draupadeya refers to the 5 sons of Draupadi born from each of the Pandavas. Prativindya, Srutasena, Srutakriti, Satanika, Srutakarma. The word Sa indicates other sons such as Gatotkacha. The 5 Pandavas were so famous that they were not even mentioned. The 17 men mentioned and others on their side not mentioned were all Maharathas. The description of Maharathas also indicates the presence of other fighters such as Atirathas. Their qualities are mentioned. Eko Dasha Sahasrani Yadayet Yestu Dhanyanam Shastra Shastra Pravinasya
Shastra Shastra Pravinascha Maharatha iti smritaha.
Smrita
Amitan yudhayed yastu samproktothirastastu saha rati chekitanayo yudjet tanyunortha ratha smritaha. Okay, same. The definition of Artha Maharatha Artharatha is given. Yes.
Yes.
Maharatha is one.
A Maharatha is one man who can fight alone with 10,000 archers, who is expert in both weapons and scripture. An Athiratha is one who fights with unlimited troops, or 60,000 archers according to one source. A Ratha is one who fights with one opponent. One who does less than that, cannot deal with one opponent also, is called Ardharatha.
By sequence, Atiratha would seem to be less than Maharatha. However, Arjuna was a Atiratha. And in the commentary,
Bhishma is described as Athiratha. So this would make Athiratha superior to the Maharatha. The drop from Maharatha to Rati, who fight with only one archer, seems rather drastic. Ekena is taken by some as fighting with 1,000 archers.
Anyway, some kind of differences are found. I think we need to go for next verse, but that will do tomorrow. Basically, here even Baladev Devashan we see, he's even mentioning who all are what, Viryavan, and other words, we have seen mentioned many things. Baladev Devashan is doing special things here. What is saying? See, Yudhana, Srivas Satiki, so they're all Maharathas. Drishtaketu Chekitanaha, Kashi Raja. They're all Viryavan, courageous. The Purijit and Kande Bojar, Shaibya, they were all best among men. Narapungavaha is mentioned for them. So Yudhamanyu is valiant, that is Vikranta. So Uttamaja again brave, Viryavan. So one word is also spoken to one particular personality. See, these people are warriors, no? So and Duryodhana specifically knows each of them, they are good at what. So that's what the diplomacy is. So they know everything about everyone. So he's mentioning separately one quality for one person. So in order to remind Dronacharya. Anyway, so these verses which we are going to read now till almost 13 or so, they are going to tell the political behavior of Duryodhana. He's speaking to Dronacharya. So we'll come back and read tomorrow. We'll continue to read. Thank you all very much for assembling. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada.